Who were the biggest aura farmers in the Arkham universe? Aura, for those that don't know, is the badassness of a character. How cool they are, their stylishness, their confidence, their suave excellence, their aura. You know it if you know it. Like Batman here, he has aura right here, man. What characters in this universe had it? We're gonna go through each character and break down how much aura they got. Here is the tier list, Aura Incarnate being at the top, and the losers with no aura on the bottom and S tier. Let's get started. Please subscribe. A lot of people that watch aren't subbed, so if you want, just go ahead and do that. I'd really appreciate it. I'm trying to get 150k at the end of the year. I stream a lot of challenges too, so go ahead and watch my live streams if you want. There's always a good time in there. And make sure to leave a like on the video. But other than that, let's get started. Okay, so I'm just gonna go through every single character in the universe. Let's get started with Batman. Now, I think Batman goes without saying. Bro's at the top of the list. Batman has had so many instances of pure aura throughout the games. Let's break it down. Let's just start with the game's reveal trailers. How many instances of pure aura did this guy demonstrate? Arkham Knight's trailer. When he gets out of his Batmobile and strikes his pose right here, all while having the Batmobile fly over Two-Face and land on this spot here to flex on all these cops. Extremely precise and amazing use of his money, technology, agility, and immediately right after goes on to kick everybody's ass in the vicinity, helping out the cops. You can't say this guy doesn't have aura right here. Even in the beginning of the trailer, Bruce is just standing at the Batcave, literally just him farming aura, like he's just like in Dragon Ball when they're charging up for their new transformation. This is basically that. Moving on to the other trailers though, Arkham City. The way Batman just sits up on this gargoyle in the rain, come on man, he's super aura farming. It's really cool, not to mention the way he takes these guys down and then escapes with a classic smoke bomb and a grapple. It's all aura farming. In Arkham Origins, even in his early years, the fight with Slade demonstrated how masterful he was in fighting already. The way him and Slade exchange aura looks right here, come on man. And like I said, the fight that followed after, Batman was kind of flexing, breaking Slade's sword, flipping out of his attack here. Some moves here felt like he was just doing it to show how badass he was. Outside of the trailer though, let's break down examples from the actual games. Arkham Asylum. The way Asylum opened up with him standing proud and tall with Joker next to him on the ground, you know he forced that pose when the doors open. People see how badass Batman is, like bro, come on, why else would you do that? The way he tells Joker he'll never win at the end of the game as well, come on man, that was really badass. In Arkham City, I would say some of his biggest aura moments are really at the end of the game. The way he strikes this pose after coming out of Clayface, he was aura farming and soaked in the moment of kicking Clayface's ass. Another big aura moment was against Solomon Grundy. I mean, look at him not flinching against this punch. Batman soaked in the moment right here. He was farming, he was looking really badass, and he knew Penguin was watching him too, so he knew he had an audience to see this. Let's talk about Arkham Origins. Batman had so much early aura as well. The scene with him perched up here, I mean, look at the way he just strikes his pose. He does this quite a number of times in the game, like the quick little elevator scene of him against Gordon where it shows him with the white eyes, or how he puts on the mask in the intro and soaks in that moment, or how he picks up Penguin's fat ass with one hand like he's a toothpick, or all his superhero landings in the game. I'm just going through quick examples here at this point. The way he stares Bane down after defeating him, those are all defining aura moments. I would say Arkham Origins Batman had a lot of quick time aura events that he capitalized on throughout that game. Arkham Knight, the very first scene. Let's explain this. A cop is killed and there's a huge riot with two big supervillains on the street of Bleak Island. Not far off at all is Batman, and instead of stopping the situation, what Batman is actually doing is Omega aura farming. He's perched up on like the highest building nearby and is standing like a badass and waits for the bat signal. At this point in the canon, he is just Aura Incarnate. Evening the odds that follows up shortly, where he gets the Batmobile, come on man, he was farming there as well, standing in front of the destroyed Ace chemicals and just soaking in the moment. I think I gave enough examples. Arkham Batman demonstrated a lot of moments like this where he farmed, and his actions also back it up, beating the games in each night and defeating so many villains in them. Batman is a top tier Aura Incarnate in the games. It kind of goes without saying, but yes, he is at the top of the list. Let's move on though. There's no particular order I'm going through, but let's just move on. Azrael. Now Azrael is a tricky one. In Arkham City, this guy was heavy in the aura farming business. In Arkham City, finding him around that city with him saying a badass line and vanishing was really cool. And completing this mission, the way he skids down the church and is striking a superhero pose and telling Batman a prophecy, that was all pure aura. However, his aura diminishes in Arkham Knight. In Arkham Knight, Azrael's kind of a little bitch. All his dialogue here doesn't feel as mysterious or interesting. He just tells Batman he wants to be a successor and does some challenges, and it also kind of complains a little bit. And then one of his decisions at the end is literally him getting his ass kicked by Batman. So because of those things, I think he's really badass in Arkham City. but he's kind of lame in Arkham Knight. So I would cancel it out and put him in the middle here and having somewhat of an aura. Moving on, we have the Arkham Knight. Now, the Arkham Knight as a character, I think it's pretty aura heavy. The dude, even before seeing him, has his name tossed around as his badass militia leader and how he trained and paid all these guys to take over Gotham. On top of that, he has a good introduction. The way he grapples down here and walks slowly with his guys behind him gives him a strong, commanding presence. Other than that, the way his posture and demeanor are has got to be taken into account. The way he slowly walks up and breaks through his door, his voice, how he tells Batman not to mess with his city, it's all really cool and it kind of aura farms. What I think lowers his aura though is some of his torture scenes and how once he's revealed, some of the moments kind of diminish because, oh, it's Jason Todd, it makes sense. However, once he becomes Red Hood as we see, he strikes some really cool moments, shooting people down, the way he makes jokes, his confidence, takes out Black Mask and his guys with ease. This all increases his aura levels to me. Because of those things, I would say that he has high levels of aura. Not aura incarnate because he doesn't have enough screen time to justify it, but I would say Jason has a lot of high aura indeed. Next up we got Alfred. Now, Alfred, as cool as a character as he is, he just does not aura farm too much in these games. I mean, in Arkham Origins, Alfred is more hesitant of Bruce being Batman. I wouldn't say that enforces or impacts his argument in any way, but it's not a storyline to make him look any more badass. In Arkham City, he does have a cool line where he tells Bruce that Batman must save Gotham, forcing him to not save Talia right away, instead stop Protocol 10. That was really cool. In Arkham Knight, he was just kind of calms, like he didn't really say or do anything aura heavy, I would say. Not saying Alfred is a bad character or anything, because he's not. Alfred is the GOAT, but for aura, I would honestly say Alfred has little to no aura. Not Arkham Alfred anyway. He's a very good character, but he just wasn't farming as much as he probably should have, which is, that's his fault. Next up is Albert King. Now, Albert King, I would also say has little to no aura. We know in the game he was supposed to fight Wildcat, so that could have given him points, but we never see that. And in the game, he's caged up for most of the time, and when he breaks out, he challenges Batman and Robin, and gets absolutely demolished. Expected to be fair, and the next time we see him, he's dead. His biggest aura argument is how buff he is with his commanding presence, but it's not really used to any good degree here. Honestly, I would say as aura goes, he's ass. He's going in the bottom tier here. He has nothing to really justify it. Moving on, we have Hush. Now, similar to Azrael, Hush has had a lot of aura in Arkham City. Before meeting him, you find dead bodies with their face cut up, giving him this mysterious vibe like, who is this guy? It increases his aura for sure, because it's kind of a crime that makes him stand out and makes you want to know who it is. And when you do finally meet him face to face, you find out it's your face, and he manages to trap Batman and successfully escape. Everything he does in Arkham City is pretty cool, and he succeeds there to do what he needs to escape. Moving on to Arkham Knight though, the story does kind of fall flat, and it does lower his aura farm levels a bit, but not nearly as bad as Azrael's, I would say. He does break into Wayne Industries and successfully tricks Lucius and forces Batman to reveal himself. And while Batman does take him down and smacks him onto the table that's imported Italian maple, I wouldn't say it's as embarrassing as someone like Azrael being a baby. I would say that Hush is still in the middle though, not high levels of aura, but he's above Azrael for sure in my opinion. Moving on, we have Aaron Cash. Low-key, I think Aaron Cash is ass. This guy has no aura whatsoever to me, and let me explain. Aaron Cash is supposed to be this character that's like in all the Arkham games, kind of like a recurring cool icon of the series. And while he is that, I don't think his presence in the game is strong enough for people to really care. On top of that, most of the time we see him, he's in trouble. Arkham Asylum, we have to save him like 2 or 3 times throughout the game, don't we? Arkham City, we had to save him again. Arkham Knight, he's just kind of chilling at GCPD, not really doing much. His roles are basically just, thanks for saving me, Batman. I'll stay here for the rest of the game doing nothing. He's never really done anything to me that screams he's badass other than being an honest cop, but that's not enough. I think he's ass. He has no aura at all. If Batman weren't there, he would have died on multiple occasions, seemingly. This guy's insanely lucky, honestly, when you put it that way, considering other cops get killed all the time in these games. Aaron Cash is ass. Moving on, we got Catwoman. Now, Catwoman in these games kind of gets screwed over a lot. I can't lie. In Arkham City, she gets a drop on her by Two-Face and gets kidnapped. In Arkham Knight, she gets a drop on her by Riddler and gets caught. These things do lower her aura a bit. However, everything around those moments make her stand out a lot to me. For one, she's an expert fighter in this universe. She kicks ass just as well as Batman. On top of that, even when kidnapped by Two-Face, the way she's so calm and collected because she knows she can escape is really well done. She also strikes some awesome aura farming poses as well, like right here when getting her claws out, or how she does this awesome flip thing with Batman in the Riddler fight. Dude, she's badass. It's just how calm and collected she is when in dire situations, like against Ivy. She knows Ivy wants her dead, but she's still chill and talks her way out of it. Her dialogue too, her wisecracks and the way she presents herself amidst all the chaos is really well done. She's just really calm and still funny in any kind of given situation. But she's serious when she needs to be, like with Batman. She definitely has an aura here, high levels of it in fact. I wouldn't say aura incarnate because she does get caught in situations that she probably shouldn't, but she makes up for it with her wisecracks, how calm she is, some of her aura farming moments, how capable she is in combat, and how she basically gets her lick in back against the people that wronged her, like Harvey and Riddler. Oracle. Now Oracle, I usually give a lot of crap to, but honestly, I think Oracle has a lot of aura in these games. I can't lie about that. Let's break it down. Oracle in Arkham City was very direct and strong. Like her introduction to the game was her butting into a conversation between Alfred and Batman. To me, it shows that she's determined to know and learn and doesn't care, which I think is a pretty admirable trait to have. On top of that, in Arkham Knight, I would honestly say she has a lot of aura. One notable moment is when Scarecrow's about to drop her off a rooftop and she basically told Crane to F off. She's very brave and doesn't allow her limitations to get the best of her. In Arkham Origins, she was really cool too, helping Batman stopping some crime around the city. She doesn't really aura farm in any of the games though, so I would say she has higher aura levels in like Hush and Azrael, but she's somewhere in the middle, I would say. Pretty badass. Moving on, we got the Penguin. Now the Penguin, I believe, has high levels of aura. In every game he's featured in, he has some pretty badass moments, honestly speaking. In Arkham Origins, the way he walks around Falcone, scaring him and getting what he wants is pretty aura heavy, if you ask me. The way he's in bed with these hoes kind of supports his argument as well. In Arkham City, he's like the first villain you encounter. He shows up, he's already in charge, and he has an army behind him. In Arkham Knight, he has his army too. The Penguin just has a heavy presence in all the games he's in. He's never like really a full-on side character, right? He's always had some sort of role in each main story he's in. Batman goes to him for advice as well. And he also aura farms like in Arkham Origins. I'd say the one thing that lowers his aura is how he can kind of be like a ragdoll sometimes. Not just versus Batman, but other villains in Gotham as well. But I would say he has high levels of aura in the games. He's a pretty prominent character in each game. Next up, we have Poison Ivy. Now, I'm going to say that Poison Ivy, low-key, is a top-tier aura contender. In Arkham Asylum, I would say that's the only game where she kind of shows some vulnerability. The scene where she begs Batman or Harley to break her out and Batman taking her down being the ones I'm talking about, but even those I don't consider that bad. In that game, she pretty much ignored Batman's warnings and took over the island with spores, and also showcased how powerful she can actually be with spawning a giant plant monster to fight Batman with. Even when Batman took her down, she kind of went down with grace, if you ask me. In Arkham City, she was just chilling with her little underlings in a section of the city and took down Catwoman with ease, and let her go when she could have killed her. And in Arkham Knight, she basically said F you to Crane and let him think he had her hostage when she was under control the entire time. And in that game, she helped Batman save the entire city, sacrificing herself in a badass way. I think she had very little, if not non-existent lows in these games. She just had pure aura, and she also aura farmed in some scenes as well, like right here. Every time she showed up, you can kind of feel how powerful she really is. I really think she's aura incarnate, if you ask me. There's really no lows with her. Moving on, we have Professor Pig. Now, Pig, for being a really interesting villain, I think he kind of has low aura. I wouldn't say he's ass, but when finding the bodies around the city, you don't know who it is until the end. Even then, I don't think Pig possesses any aura. He can make Dolatrons, and he kidnaps people, and he fights Batman. But Batman takes him down with no issue whatsoever. No trouble. Honestly, he does nothing. I think his presence is pretty strong. He's just an insane psychopath, but to me, that does not translate to aura specifically. I think he's kind of ass and lacks aura, honestly. I'm putting him right here. I think he has no aura whatsoever. Now, the Riddler. Okay, Riddler. One of the most annoying characters in these games. Does he have aura though? In Arkham Asylum, we hear him getting taken down over the comms after collecting the trophy, so not really there. In Arkham City, he kidnaps people and he makes you do these puzzles and then you beat him. And in Arkham Knight, it's kind of the same thing. You take care of his traps and take him down. I really don't think Riddler has any aura in these games. I mean, would you say so? Like, with how much he's in these games, he's really just a nuisance. He really doesn't aura farm or do anything that makes me think he's a badass. More so that he's a dumb bitch. And we really boil it down, he's just a sore loser. However, he has followers that do things for him, and he was important enough for Scarecrow to recruit him in Arkham Knight, so for that, I would say he's at the bottom of this tier here and like little to no aura. I think he just lacks aura overall though. Moving on, we have Robin. Now I think Robin has high levels, honestly speaking. I mean, I feel like people like to make fun of him in these games, but tell me where he really kind of sucks in these games. He doesn't really. In Arkham City, I would say he's a badass. His introduction where he easily takes down 3 assassins and strikes this awesome pose saying he can take them down. Come on, man, that's Aura incarnate. And in the DLC, the way he pretty much does what Batman does and easily clears his building of Harley's thugs, all while making little quips and showing a commanding presence, speaks volumes to me. In Arkham Knight, he is shafted to being a Joker-infected babysitter, but even there where you play that mission with him, he's making jokes, he kicks ass like Batman does, and he only really gets a drop on him by his own mentor, and is held hostage by Crane at the end. But overall, I would say Robin possesses high level of aura, not enough to be Aura incarnate to me, but he has high levels for sure. Moving on, we got Christine. Now Christine is a Joker infected. She had control of some of Harley's thugs, and then dies. That's it. I think I'm gonna keep this one really short. She did have Aura controlling these thugs and knocking them around, I guess, but she's barely in the game, and most of the time she's locked up. She has little to no aura. Actually, no, she's ass, and I don't think anyone's gonna really argue this. Next up, we have Deacon Blackfire. Did Deacon Blackfire have any aura? In Jack Ryder's audio tapes, it's talked about how he lured people into his cult and had people killed that opposed him, and in his side mission, he had a cult army full of, morons, but he gets taken down by Batman in like 2 seconds. Overall, he kind of had aura a little bit, I would say, with his speech in this place he set up for himself, as well as the army he built. But yeah, not really. He's at the bottom of little to no aura. Next up, we have the Fire Chief. Now, the Fire Chief is pretty ass. You don't see this guy until the very end of the side mission, and when you do, he's tied up and kind of just made fun of, and Batman takes him to GCPD. This guy had no instance where I thought he was a badass. I feel pity for him. Even Batman kind of did too during the car ride to GCPD. He's kind of a loser. He's ass. Moving on, we have Firefly. Now, Firefly is an interesting one. As crazy and maniacal as Firefly is, he kind of had aura. In Arkham Origins, it still surprises me to this day how much destruction he single-handedly caused Gotham, planting bombs on the bridge with his henchmen and nearly succeeding in blowing up the bridge until Gordon stopped the last bomb. He had a very strong presence in the game, and while Batman did stop him when they fought, how outwardly maniacal and crazy he was so cartoonishly high that it really made him stick out more. In Arkham Knight, he was kind of relegated to a random side mission. Nothing there really wowed me, but nothing there really lowered his aura either. But in Arkham Origins, he was pretty cool. I would put him somewhere in the middle here. Overall, I don't think he was too bad. He had some kind of aura. Next person is Gordon. I feel like Gordon lacks aura in these games. He's pretty cool in Arkham Origins. The way he goes after Batman and tells Batman to F off, even when Batman has him at checkmate. He even strikes some pretty badass aura farming moments. In that game, I would say he's the most interesting. In Arkham Shadow, I feel like he's pretty cool too. The way he sticks up for his undercover cop was a cool trait for him. However, in the Rock City trilogy, he was kind of a loser, was he not? In Arkham Asylum, he got caught by Harley, in which Batman had to save him, and then Batman took him off the island. In Arkham City, he's not even in the game, really, at all. And in Arkham Knight, he kind of just crashes out and does nothing until he gets caught by Scarecrow. I think he lacks aura in the Rock City trilogy, but it's kind of cool in the prequels. But really, he's on the high end of little to no aura. He doesn't have that much. Moving on, we got Harley Quinn. Harley Quinn is pretty interesting. It's kind of hard to judge Harley in these games because while she's in every game and she gets tossed around like a ragdoll, I feel like that works to her charm. In Arkham Asylum, she has a pretty significant presence in the game. She has power on the island as we saw, so she does have aura there. Even if Batman takes her out on multiple occasions, she still had that aura to me. And in Arkham City, kind of the same gist. She had power alongside Joker. Honestly, in every game she does have power, and she does use it in her own goofy way, but as far as aura goes, it stops there. She doesn't strike any really good poses, doesn't really aura farm really that I can remember. She kind of just shows up and gets taken down. But I think with her presence and popularity in general, she does have aura. But to be high on the list, you kind of need something more than that, so I would say she's high up in the middle. Moving on, we have Henry Adams. Henry Adams is kind of a loser. However, as we see for the little control he has when he's on the loose, he gets control of Harley. The dude snaps his fingers and Harley comes frolicking to him. Come on, bro, that's kind of like aura, I can't lie. But then he kills himself. I think for that one thing, he's high up on the little to no aura list, and that's that. Other than that, he's kind of lame. Next up, Johnny Charisma. I don't think this guy had any aura whatsoever. He did a cool singing number, which wasn't even him from our POV. He doesn't really do much here to wow me. Doesn't even have a henchman with him. He's ass. This guy's ass. No aura. Moving on, we got the Joker. Now, where do we start with the Joker? His name alone speaks aura, the clown prince of crime, the most feared crime lord in Gotham. He had aura. Let's go down the list. In Arkham Origins, he strikes poses that give him aura, like aura farming positions. He hires assassins. He stares at people twice his size without fear. In Arkham Asylum, he makes a big chair for himself at the end and also just takes over the island. In Arkham City, he has the most dangerous section of Arkham City to himself, and was a looming presence throughout the game. And even in his death, he had aura. This guy shook the entirety of Gotham with it. Can you really say that confidently for any other villain in the series? Not really. Even in Arkham Knight when he's dead, he just has a strong looming presence. The Joker is one of the most well-known villains for a reason, the most feared crime boss for a reason, and even after his death, shook characters to his core. As far as aura farming goes, he doesn't really strike too many aura farming poses as much as someone like Batman, but he makes up for it by who he is, and for that, he's got to be top tier, right around here. Moving on, we have Kirk Langstrom and his wife, Ass. Moving on, we have Lucius Fox. Now, Lucius, kind of the same deal as Alfred. Really cool character in his own right, but in this series, he doesn't have much aura, so to speak. We only see him in Arkham Knight, and other than talking to Bruce for a few times, he gets tricked by Hush and kinda gets wrecked. I hate to say it, but I'm gonna put Lucius in Ass here. He doesn't have any aura to him in these games. He's a really cool character, but like I said before, that doesn't really translate to aura. It sucks, but he's gonna go in Ass here. Fight me on this, please. Next up, we have Man-Bat. Man-Bat's kinda Ass too. Man-Bat doesn't really have aura. Think about it. Kirk Langstrom turns himself into a bat, kills his hot wife, and then flies around the city until Batman stops him. He doesn't say or do anything cool or badass. He's just a giant bat creature that flies around, and when you stop him, he's just crying like a baby. I think he has no aura. Ass tier. Moving on, Martha and Thomas Wayne. Ass tier. Okay. There's one instance in these games where they kind of exhibited aura, and that's in Arkham City when Bruce is about to die and you see the gates of heaven, I think, open here, with Bruce's parents telling him it's okay. Kind of striking an aura-filled pose if you ask me. Not enough to warrant them being in the little to no aura tier. I'm still going to put them in Ass tier, but I think that one scene is worth noting. So they're going to be like at the top of Ass tier. Moving on, we have Nightwing. Nightwing has aura. I mean, the way he presents himself and some of the poses he strikes are pretty badass. To start in Arkham City, his challenge introductions, like the way he just throws his grimace sticks in the air and then dusts himself off and then catches the sticks. Come on, bro, that's a heavy aura farm if I've ever seen it. In Arkham Knight, it's the way he presents himself that's aura heavy. I mean, the way he walks up slowly to Batman and the way he's sitting here with the money, the jokes he makes, you really feel like he's Batman's successor. However, he does get bogged down on how he gets captured by Penguin when he really shouldn't have. And especially in Harley Quinn's DLC where Harley kind of just beats him easily, that really lowers him on the list. I feel like for those things, he's high tier in the middle because there isn't enough of him for me to comfortably put him higher, which sucks because I love Nightwing, but he does have some aura-filled moments, which is why he's right here. Moving on, we got Deathstroke. Okay, so Slade. Let's talk about the negatives first. Yes, he loses to Batman each time pretty easily. Batman kicks his ass in Arkham Origins and beats him in the stupid tank fight in Arkham Knight. But outside of those things, Deathstroke has some pretty aura-filled moments. Let's talk about the Origins reveal trailer. Slade aura farms here for sure. The way he reveals himself to Batman right here, his recovery here by climbing back up with his staff into a counterattack to Batman, the way he stands here to aura farm with Batman, come on dude. Deathstroke was bleeding aura here. His reveal in the actual game, the way he walks behind Batman and just grapples him immediately after, and then his walk here, and then him saying this.
It appears the game is over before it even begins. I'm not playing games, Slade.
Come on, dude. It was really badass, and it gave him aura. Like, come on, yeah, that was super aura. And in Arkham Knight, while he does get taken out easily, I wouldn't say it undermines his aura levels in Arkham Origins. Honestly, I put him in high levels of aura tier. His costume and demeanor and the badass things he does in Origins, I feel like he deserves to be right here. Moving on, we got Black Mask. Now, Black Mask feels like the kind of character to be aura heavy, right? I mean, look at his suit and exaggerated swagger. Anyways, when you look deeper into it, he's kind of a dumb loser. He turned into a joke in Arkham Origins and gets beaten up in Arkham City. He's a big punching bag in these games. He dies in Arkham Knight, seemingly. He has no aura, really. I mean, in Arkham Origins, he still has loyal followers, so that's pretty cool, but overall, he doesn't strike an aura-filled pose. He still has an army behind him, and his, fit is pretty cool, so that's why he's a little no aura, but other than that, he's kind of lame. Moving on, we have Scarecrow. Now, low-key, I think Scarecrow has high levels of aura in these games. In Arkham Asylum, the fact that he puts Batman in these fear sections where he's this giant monster kind of gives him an aura boost. In Arkham Shadow, there's not much for him to aura farm off of, but what the game shows is that he inherently created a lot of Arkham villains, which kind of shows how threatening he could be. And in Arkham Knight, especially Arkham Knight, come on man, Crane mastered the art of aura farming in this game. The way he tells everyone in Gotham to leave and just stays on the screen to farm, very epic. The way he's perched up on this rooftop here, aura farming. The way he opens up the truck with Batman inside here, you just know he picked this spot for the lighting. His voice, his demeanor, Crane aura farm to the max in this game, like for sure. And his lows in these games, I would say aren't that low, like getting eaten by Croc, quote unquote, or getting punched by Gordon at the end of Arkham Knight. He doesn't lose too much aura off of those, you know? I think for those reasons, low-key, Crane is aura incarnate. He farms a lot in Arkham Knight with having some already established aura in the other games. I put him really high on the list right here. Next up, we got Simon Stagg. Simon Stagg is ass. He's used as a puppet in Arkham Knight, and when you find him, he's trapped by Crane's thugs, and later on you use him for information. Nothing about this guy screams aura to me. Yes, he's rich and evil, but like, he does nothing. He's not cool at all. He's ass tier. Moving on to somebody important, we have Two-Face. Now, Two-Face in these games, if I'm being honest, doesn't have too many aura-heavy moments. The biggest moment to me is the introduction of Arkham City, where he strikes his badass pose in front of his thugs. Outside of that, though, in Arkham Shadow, Harvey does have some suave and cool personality moments, but he really doesn't aura farm in that game. In Arkham Knight, in his own side mission, he doesn't aura farm much either. He's barely in that mission, as a matter of fact. He's more of a sympathetic character, not an aura one. This one scene here kind of really saves him, otherwise he'd be ass tier, but I'm gonna have to put him a little to no aura tier, unfortunately, since he is my favorite villain. Next up, we got Vicky Vale. Low-key, Vicky Vale has aura to the extent that she's fearless. She goes anywhere to get her story, whether it's at the hotel in Arkham Origins, or in Arkham City, or at Bruce's exploding home in Arkham Knight. She's got balls. I think that warrants some aura, even if she doesn't have powers or isn't a superhero, but that only gains her a little bit. She has little to no aura. Jack Ryder. Jack Ryder is ass. Every time we see him, he's a laughingstock. He gets beaten up sometimes, gets abducted. Nothing about him really screams aura to me, and he's charismatic. He has a funny personality too, but he's always kind of getting wrecked. He's ass here. I don't think he has any aura. Moving on, we got Killer Croc. Now, Croc definitely has some aura off the mere fact of his appearance. Very strong commanding presence off of that. But other than that, not too much. In Arkham Origins, Black Mask yells at him, or Joker does, and he gets his ass kicked as an introduction to the game. In Arkham Asylum, he has a really good scary mission, but doesn't farm much aura if you ask me. In Arkham City, he does have a really cool cameo, which I think does farm some aura, so that's good. But in Arkham Knight, he gets tortured, doesn't aura farm much. He's more of a sympathetic character, kind of like Two-Face. Overall, not too much aura, not much examples to use. I think he's in little to no aura tier. Moving on, we got Mr. Freeze. Now, Mr. Freeze, while he's a really well-written character in the series, he actually does have some cool aura moments. Specifically in Cold Cold Heart, the introduction gives him this really cool intro, no pun intended. Also, when he invades Wayne Manor, he takes this guy out in a pretty badass way to not only intimidate, but to also aura farm. I'd say in Arkham City has a couple aura farming moments too, like stepping on Penguin's hand or when he turns his goggles red here. I think that was pretty badass. But other than that though, he kind of gets his ass kicked most of the time, but I would put him on the low end of the middle tier, honestly. Overall, he displayed some aura, and he has a good commanding presence, and he's pretty badass. Moving on, we got Mad Hatter. Now, Mad Hatter has a little bit of aura. In Arkham City, the way you wake up and see him set up this table with his lighting, and him at the end where you barely see him, that was an aura farm, if I ever seen it. In Arkham City, the way he sits at GCPD is a bit more aura farming as well, and when you're in his book, the way he stares you down, Mad Hatter does aura farm there as well. Come on, he has some good aura farming moments, but not enough to really put him in high tier. I would also say he's kind of in the middle tier where he has somewhat aura. Mad Hatter does aura farm despite being a PDF. Moving on, we got Nora Freeze. I would put Nora Freeze in ass tier. Like in Cold Cold Heart though, just in her defense, the way she's in her little box, she strikes a pose, so because of that one thing, she's like at the top of ass tier. I'll give her that. But yeah, man, she doesn't really aura farm outside of that. Moving on, we have Nyssa Al Ghul. Now, Nyssa, for the little we see of her, she has a lot of aura-heavy moments. The way she's introduced, I mean, look at the way she strikes her pose here with her army behind her. She kind of oozes aura. And if you destroy Race's machine, she kind of strikes this pose where she looks back and jumps away, giving her some aura. She has little scenes in the game, but I think she farms in the little that she has. But you need more to be really high on the list. I would say she's at the top of the somewhat of an aura tier. High levels of aura, but only a very few amount, unfortunately. And finally, we have Ra's al Ghul. Now, Ra's actually has some aura-heavy moments. I would say he has one of the strongest aura farming moments in the game, actually, which is in Arkham City, when he dunks himself into a Lazarus pit and emerges from it completely strong and rejuvenized. Look at how he just soaks in the moment. This entire scene just oozes aura for Ra's. On top of that, the way he kills Hugo Strange and strikes his pose is also pretty badass. And in Arkham Knight, even when he's dying, he has an army with him. He still kind of has an aura farm even on life support. And if you save his machine at the end of the side mission, he kind of strikes this cool pose, and also does this pretty badass vanishing trick against Batman, which increases his aura. He has a lot, and even when he dies in Arkham City, you know he's still alive. Honestly, Ra's al Ghul, I would put in high levels of aura tier. His highs are really high, with his lows not being that bad of lows, so I'd put him right around here. And with that, that's my list on who the biggest aura farmers are in the Arkhamverse. If there's anything you disagree with, let me know. A lot of these characters could have been higher if they had more screen time, but yes, they don't, hence their placements. But let me know what you think. If my list sucks, let me know, but I hope you enjoyed the video, and I hope to see you in the next video. Leave a like, a subscribe, a comment. I would really appreciate all of that. It helps out the channel, but thanks again. See you later. Stay safe, and peace.